Good evening everyone and welcome to our holistic show. And today we have a lovely lady. We've got Alex Follett from High Wycombe, and she's come to talk about I Positive, which is your business where you do life coaching and inspirational workshops to help people, to motivate people. So would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Laurene, for inviting me. I've started to think about positivity and how it affects our life when I was in my 20th. And at the time I realized that I could take a decision whether I was going to be sad or whether I was going to be positive. The life is going to go on. And it was actually up to me how I reacted to the circumstances and what was happening in my life. And also I realized that I could take control of my life and actually learn from any bad things that happen, and make sure that next time I come across the same situation, I do it in a different way. Now I've recently turned 40. And it was a good time for me to rethink my life and see where I'm going. And I've decided that actually my passion in life is helping people to realize that actually they're very unique. Everyone is very unique and everyone has something special to give to this world. And I would like to help people to discover how special they are and what do they have to give to this world. So this is also part of me giving, and sort of fulfilling my purpose in life. So I started my journey by running positive attitude workshops in the traditional sweet shop in West Wycombe Village. It's a very nice location.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's just about helping people to realize how positive life could be and that they can be in control of their life.
So can you give us an example and an idea of what the workshop actually entails?
Okay, so for example, during one of the workshops we did an exercise where I asked participants to think about their life in terms of the pleasure that they get. So a pleasant life, for example, if you have an ice cream and you have it and you enjoy it. I really like, for example, lemon sorbet ice cream, so I would enjoy one scoop, but I wouldn't want to have any more, so one scoop is enough for me, so maybe I'll want another one tomorrow. Or if I go to a shop, I buy a nice dress, I might be happy about it for an hour, but actually, this is a pleasure that, you achieve pleasure, but then it goes away very quickly. The second is the good life. And what it means is that when you're doing something that you really love doing and you just forget about everything when do it, and probably acting for you is
definitely
your good
stage,
life.
Definitely singing and acting.
Yeah.
It's been like that since I was a child.
Yeah.
Ever since I can remember. Yes.
Yeah. And the third life is meaningful life. So this is when you do something that you love, but you also give to other people. So for you, acting probably is the good life, but also the meaningful life, because you want to give back to the community and you want to help other people. And on the workshop we had some people who were really giving a lot to charity. There was one lady who walked 50k and she raised a lot of money for this children's charity, and there was another one who was helping a lot of her friends with childcare. And actually at the end of the workshop they said, actually we didn't know that we had such meaningful life. And the workshop didn't change anything, so they didn't do much during the workshop. They just changed their perception of their life, and they realized, actually I can talk about my problem, so I can think about how meaningful my life is, what gives me pleasure, and what do I need to do more of to just be happy with myself.
Life coaching is amazing. I'm actually trained life coach myself, and I know that I use life coaching with all my work, when I'm running theatre or anything, because it helps you. You have your big dreams, but you have to have your goals, and you have to know how you're going to achieve them, and that, it makes you think laterally as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really important part of life is to incorporate that now in our lives. Like yourself, I believe everyone is an individual. Everyone has something to offer, and I don't like labels put on people. And to me, everyone, as I say, is unique, and they have their own way of seeing life, their own way of creating, and it's about us all working together.
Yeah.
So, do you have a website, Alex?
Yes,
Do you want to tell?
Yes. So since I've decided to be a therapist and run positive attitude workshops, I actually work full time at the moment, and I now have a website which is ipositive.co.uk.
Okay.
And
That's ipositive. www.ipositive.co.uk. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can read there about my life story, about my workshops, and also about the NLP therapy that I provide, that also helps people to get over any negative emotions that they might have. And for example, one of the areas that I work with is I work with parents, and for example, parents of teenagers and parents of small children. They might find coping a bit difficult, and sometimes you have this anger which sort of sits inside you, and you're trying to be nice to your children and help them, but then when you're tired, when you just haven't got much energy, this anger can just come out and sort of spill out on the children. And I help parents to just get rid of these negative emotions and just be happy and accept their children as they are, because our children, this is the way they'll see life, by seeing how we behave as parents. So I'm a parent myself, and I believe that it is very important for me to help other parents just to be happy and not to give their children this negative baggage that they may have.
We can see from your face how much you love doing your work. You're glowing.
Thank
So
you.
obviously you do enjoy it. I mean, one of the reasons I've set up this station, Moving on TV, is to get to the people that don't know what's there for them. And so what would you suggest? Say you've got a group of people that are very stressed out. All they can think of is they've got to get the kids to school, got to get the kids back, do the cooking and whatever, and they're just like maybe single mums or whatever. How can you get to people like that and offer them the amazing services that you're doing? How would you actually do that?
I am hoping that I will be able to provide my services maybe via the county council, and I am planning to speak to a lot of people at schools and see how I can help there. And I'm happy to run workshops anywhere at schools, or I can I'm happy to have sessions one-to-one with people. And what would happen is we would have a first initial consultation, is free of charge. We can talk about what the problems are and how I can help, and then it's up to the person to decide if they want to proceed. And actually I have taken this therapy myself, and obviously I paid for the therapy, and actually after I've done the therapy I just felt this is who I am. I just found the true me, and so the money just can't really the money is just just, this is something that you give in return for therapy, but the benefits you get is just for life and for making yourself happy and happy.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not the kind of interviewer that will beat around the bush. I will ask the questions that need to be asked, and I respect what you're saying. It's just that I feel that I want to be able to bring everything to everyone, particularly to those that don't have very much money. And that's what interests me, is how can we work around this. A friend of mine was talking about she knew someone who wanted to take over these houses and create them for the homeless. And I felt how amazing it would be to get life coaches in there to inspire people and to get them to do something creative, because everyone's got a talent. And to me it's about exchange, and sometimes if people can't afford it, as I say, it's really important for me to find ways how can we get all these amazing therapies and all this new world out there. Like I just read on the happy news about a 78-year-old grandfather who cured himself of cancer. He just went on the internet and bought certain things and made them up, you know, for £30 a week, which is less than people spend on food. He changed his diet completely and healed himself. There's a lot of people out there that can afford life coaching and things like this, but it's very, very important to think of ways of getting to the general public, and so they know, because the first thing that turns them off is, oh my God, I can't afford it. So it's just that I'm very interested in thinking of ways around it. So would you know, have you got any ideas around that at all?
Well, I would definitely be interested in being involved in community projects, and I think your TV is a very good idea, so we can, you know, maybe I could show some tools and share some tools in any future programs, and maybe talk about how we can be the creators of our own life and really taking responsibility, because very often people just blame circumstances and they say, oh, I haven't done this because, and you know, there are excuses, and so they say that 80% of our problems are inside us, and 20% of our problems are the external circumstances. And of course some people are born, you know, luckier than others, but it's about what you do with your beliefs. If you believe that you deserve to be a happy person and you deserve to be treated in a good way, and that you can give back to this world, then you know you can overcome a lot of your problems and learn from maybe the mistakes that you've made. And I've done a lot of mistakes in my life, but I don't just go and say, oh, because you know this happened, now I can't follow my dream, but I can, and everyone
Thank you very much for that. That's beautiful, Alex. And what I'd like to set a challenge for you. So what we're going to, is it all right for you, for us to offer some people to come on to Moving On TV? Would you actually work with them in the studio? And help them a little bit? Particularly people, I'm looking for people that really want to do this and can't afford to pay for expensive sessions. Please, we want you to come to Moving On TV, and Alex is happy to offer you to do some work here on TV to show how much you can get from this. Okay.
So the way it would work, we would I would need to meet with them before and talk about what their needs are and see how I can help them, and then we can bring them online if they want to.
That sounds wonderful. So that you can get in touch. Do you want to tell us how to get in touch?
I have the contact form on my website, so it's www.ipositive.co.uk. If you get in touch with me and mention the TV show, then we can take it from there.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Alex. That's beautiful.
Thank you,
Thank you
Laurene.
very much.